Willie Nelson liked his marijuana. I'm not talking out of school. That's a known thing. Welcome back. President Obama yesterday commuted the sentences of 79 convicts serving lengthy prison time for nonviolent drug offenses. That pushes the president's total number of clemencies to more than 1,000, more than the previous 11 presidents combined. As somebody who hates the war on drugs, this is good news, but it stands in stark contrast to what could happen in the Trump administration, particularly with Senator Jeff Sessions as Attorney General. The party panel is back to discuss. Eboni Williams, Dave Smith, and Tom Shillue. So, Tom, the president started out on the wrong side of the drug war. He was very aggressive prosecuting dispensaries and groweries in California. But now it seems the influence of Eric Holder still is taking hold today as he continues to commute these sentences. What do you think of this?
Well, I mean, I think he's on his way out, so it really doesn't matter at this point. But he's kind of, I think, on the drug war stuff, he didn't want to deal with it. I don't think there's this ambiguous thing going on in the country where you have local governments legalizing pot, and the federal government not moving at all. They want to keep the drug war alive. And I don't think this president, and I don't think the next president is going to do anything to change that. He's going to keep kicking the ball down the field because there's a lot of people in law enforcement who like the drug war. And so I think he's just it's going to be status quo. We're not going to deal with this again for the next 4 to 8 years.
Here's the problem, and it is going to be a big problem because now you have a critical mass of states who have legalized either recreational or medical marijuana. You know, you have a majority of people in this country who feel that marijuana should be legal. Jeff Sessions is not one of those people. The drug war has failed. It has cost billions of dollars and countless lives. Are we going to see it kick into gear again?
Well, I certainly don't think you can count on Sessions to wind it back at all. The drug
He's not
war,
really going to reschedule.
Yeah, look, on top of the drug war being a failed policy, it's an evil policy. It's one of the most evil policies in American history. I think it's up there with Jim Crow, the military draft, slavery. It's horrible. There's hundreds of thousands of nonviolent criminals that have been put in jail. Listen, if you think that someone should go in a cage, should be thrown in a cage for having a plant on them,
or for a consensual transaction.
You support, yes, for a consensual transaction, a victimless transaction. You are supporting an evil policy.
I actually have to agree with that. I think, you know, say what you will about drugs and how they ruin people's lives, but the fix is not that solution.
No, clearly I agree with that, and I appreciate your intention, David. I'm going to say it's different than slavery, but that's my opinion.
Well, I agree with different.
Yeah, but no. It's clearly a failed policy, to our point, right? A failed policy doesn't work. America is not safer for it, and that to me is really the barometer as well. Here's the issue. Anytime we've got local law that respects one thing and federal in like direct contradiction to it, we've got a serious legal problem on our hands. And it's, you know, supremacy clause comes into play and all these different things, and it's a real problem, and Jeff Sessions is going to be kind of the X factor here. Now, I agree with you, Tom. Most of the time, this just kicks down the road. I think if it's solely up to Donald Trump, nothing gets done about it. But we don't know what kind of leeway he gives his AG. I mean, maybe he takes a hands-off approach and says, you run it the way you see fit. Maybe he does that. Or maybe he says, you know what, I feel pretty strongly that I don't want this to be a thing in my administration, so fall back. But we have to, you know, wait and see.
Yeah, no, and we've gotten some mixed messages from the Trump administration so far. Donald Trump has said that, you know, he thinks medical marijuana is effective and necessary, but recreational, we're all guilty of something, aren't we? Good